Sometimes real heroes don't wear capes. They carry presence, courage, and the right words at the right time. Amidst the lights and cameras of a major action film, an unexpected situation revealed the true character of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. A moment of injustice could have gone unnoticed, but The Rock took action that changed someone's life forever. Want to know what happened? Then watch until the end. And don't forget to hit the like button, comment on what you think about the story, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories like this one. It was a hot morning in Los Angeles, and the production team was in full swing on the set of a new action film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. The movie was expected to be one of the biggest hits of the year, and as always, The Rock was fully committed to the project. While makeup artists made the final touches to his face, he sat in his personalized chair, reviewing the script. The atmosphere on set was pure adrenaline-scheduled explosions, stunt actors rehearsing fight scenes, and massive cameras positioned to capture every thrilling moment. But amid all this grandeur, a scene that wasn't in the script took place, and it would change someone's life forever. At the far end of the set, a young intern named Malik was rushing back and forth, carrying cables and adjusting lighting reflectors. It was his first major job in Hollywood, and he wanted to give his best effort. His dream had always been to work in the film industry, and being there, surrounded by famous actors and renowned directors, was the realization of a lifelong goal. However, not everyone on set was willing to treat him with respect. While he was setting up some equipment, a veteran crew member, a man in his 50s, stared at him with impatience. He seemed bothered by the young man's presence. With a tone of disdain, the man questioned why Malik was there, as if he didn't belong. Trying to be respectful, Malik responded that he was simply organizing the lighting as instructed. The man laughed sarcastically, crossing his arms. His tone shifted from impatience to a disgusting air of superiority. He began making comments that made it clear he believed Malik didn't deserve to be there, implying that people like him wouldn't go far in that industry. Malik froze. He knew exactly what the man meant. A tense silence took over the set. Some crew members lowered their heads, others simply pretended they hadn't heard. But one person did hear, and that person refused to stay silent. Dwayne Johnson, who's only a few meters away, paused what he was doing. He lifted his head slowly, closed the script, and placed the microphone aside. He walked silently toward Malik and the man. The heavy sound of his boots echoed across the set. As he stopped right in front of the crew member, the atmosphere grew thick with tension. With a deep, serious voice, he asked if the man wanted to repeat what he had just said loud enough for everyone to hear. The man's eyes widened. He knew he had messed up. Nervously, he tried to brush it off as a joke, but The Rock simply raised an eyebrow, tilting his head slightly, waiting for a better answer. The silence was absolute. Then, with a calm but commanding tone, he pointed toward the set's exit and ordered the man to leave. At first, the man was in disbelief, hesitating. But The Rock didn't budge. His words were firm. The director, who had witnessed the entire scene, crossed his arms and agreed, stating that Dwayne was right and that the man should pack his things and go. Despite his protests, no one on the team defended him. On the contrary, a few crew members even quietly applauded as security escorted him out. After the man left, The Rock turned to Malik, who was still in shock over what had just happened. Placing his massive hand on the young man's shoulder, he reassured him that he belonged there as much as anyone else, and that he should never let an ignorant person make him believe otherwise. Malik, still processing everything, simply nodded. But The Rock wasn't done yet. Looking at the director, he pointed out how hardworking Malik was, even more so than many experienced professionals. He then suggested that the young intern deserved a better opportunity. The director smiled and, after a brief moment of reflection, agreed. Right then and there, he promoted Malik to a more important role within the production team. Malik's eyes filled with tears. Not only had he not been pushed aside, but he had also been given greater responsibility. All because someone had the courage to stand up for him. A few years later, Malik, now older, became a production assistant and began to build a solid career in Hollywood. Years later, in an interview, he shared his story, stating, "If The Rock hadn't done something that day, I might have given up on my dream, but he didn't just defend me, he changed my life." And once again, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson proved that being strong isn't just about muscles, but about character.